Hi guys, it's Katie Hunt-Dermott here, and I am here with none other than Mr. Bones. And why am I here with Mr. Bones? It's because he's going to get corpsed today. So he's all set up. What I have a heat gun. I have some pre-cut plastic that these were from some clear contractor bags that I had gotten for another project, and we're going to use this to give Mr. Bones some flesh, and that's the first part of the corpsing process. I just want to give a shout out to Stilt Beast Studios because we are always inspired by his corpsing techniques, and since this is a pretty simple looking one, I feel like I'd give it a shot. Thin sheet of plastic here, it's like torso sized, and I'm going to start out by moving Mr. Bones' arms out of the way. Don't worry, buddy, you're going to look better than you ever have. And just tucking this underneath him. I'm doing kind of like a reverse burrito technique as I sort of line him up and wrap him. Pull this tight. We do have extra. I'm just going to let that hang off for now. So I have one layer of plastic over him, sort of just loosely burritoed, and I'm going to take the heat gun. I haven't used this heat gun in a while, so I'm going to test it all the way over here. I'm going to give it a little test just to see how it reacts to this plastic. Okay, and I like it. So the first thing is about size, getting it down around the size you want it to be. And if you've ever had the pleasure of using a heat gun at work, you understand that is very relaxing. So I'm just going around his outline, just to sort of, like I said, get that size correct before I go in on the details. So we're like snatching his waist in a little bit here. Not too much. So, I feel like we have a good form. Okay, so I'm just pulling this up, making sure his ribcage still remains covered. I'm going to go in, keep shrinking. It's better to go slow so you can see what's happening. I actually think I'm going to try this one low. So we can get him a little bit closer without fear of going too far.
Look at the way that it's closing in, look how it's shrinking. And you could do multiple layers if you're not happy with,
Like if I get a hole,
layer.
then you can patch it.
I mean, sometimes you want holes too, right?
Yeah, this guy we want.
Yeah, there's a corpse.
I'm mostly trying to give him some bulk. Okay, so I like this lower setting with this particular plastic. Now this is hot, and I just touched it, but
Sorry for the plane, guys.
just keep it moving. There we go. Now he's starting to get that snatched waist over his hips.
So he's getting some form. Look at it,
Yep.
how.
He's emerging.
Yep.
Make this little cave in on the pelvic area. Okay. All right. So I'm kind of just pulling away my extra, basically like cutting it with the heat. Whoop. You can do that very quickly, what I just did. But you should probably wear gloves. Now, the moment I've been very excited for, I'm going in on these ribs. And I got a little too excited. I'm going to go on low. Pull that up a little bit. There we go. have the concave torso here. We have a little bit of the rib exposure. Let's put this down. Okay, now let's give him a flip. Just like if he was tanning, we give him a nice flip. Pull this up over his shoulders.
Guys, another thing you can do, which we did not do, you can glue to anchor it down a bit to keep it in place.
Okay, so I'm back on that high setting. I think I might wind up actually trimming some of this off, which is the heat trim. Just shrinking them down. So we're not going to do like a ton of detail. I just try to get it to the right size in the back. Oh, I got a little tear. It's okay.
Especially on the back, guys, because it's not going to be exposed. You're not going to see it.
Yeah, this is just for like the sizing. Okay, and I'm going to flip them back over. So I'm just trimming this little tail off of extra and shrinking it together. And I think that this is pretty good. This is like what we want as far as the torso goes. For texture and for some added bulk.
Alright guys, at this point, after we've corpsed the torso, we paused the project so we could add this mechanism. It is from our animated prop. It's actually called the Animated Haunted Shaking Coffin, and we taped it on using this tape. And Sheena, you want to set it off so we can see what he does? Yeah, it is Gorilla Tape.
So if you want to do this at home, you can. And you just set it off like this. As you can see, it's shaking.
Yep, as you can see, he's shaking. And he's making a lot of noise, which animates our corpse within what is going to be our coffin. So there you go, guys. A new addition, which makes this an actual animatronic rather than just a prop. Yep. Alright guys, we're going to finish up the corpsing now. Okay guys, so we're just going to go over the next steps that we did here. You can see we wrapped the legs and the arms in plastic, so we have the whole bottom half of the body done. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to do the hands, and what I think I'm going to do is wrap them fingers individually, which is different than I've seen on any other videos, but it worked for the feet. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap them with little tiny strips around each finger. That way we can make sure that every finger, you know, has plastic around it. So I'm going to show you the results of that after I explained to you what I'm going to do. And that's going to be the next step of this. But, you know, I'm not going to show you as I'm doing it because Katie already did the tutorial of how to do the shrink wrap. And I don't want this to end up being like a hour-long video. So that's going to be the next step. Alright guys, so now that you see, check out up close, we've corpsed the hands, both hands. And we've corpsed the face. So for the next step for this video, we're going to paint him. Alright guys, for our next step, we're going to paint Mr. Bones. And here I have a wood finish stain. The color is red chestnut. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to be brushing on the stain, letting it dry a little bit, and then I'm going to be wiping it off with the rags. So we're slathering this on and letting it drip, get in between like the little crevices here, because we want that texture, we want the darkness to go, you know, to show. So I'm applying a lot of this stain on him, and I'm gonna let him dry a bit, you know, let it get a little tacky.
I'm gonna help too.
And then we are going to rub it or with a paper towel, and that way you'll get to see some of it brushed away, so you'll see underneath all the darkness in those crevices. That's what we want. We want the texture. This is a texture that you want to get. This is a technique that's called antiquing. So I'm trying to get as much of him as I can before it starts drying too much. So, but yeah, look at him. I like this color. I wanted like a reddish color, kind of like bloody type color, and I think I'm accomplishing that with the stain that I picked. Alright guys, so now after we're done applying it, as I did on the back, then you just start wiping it down. Getting it into the crevices, and you're getting like a lighter shade on the top. There you go guys. This is called antiquing. And I think we're pretty much done here guys. Okay, so here's the finished product. Here you go, Mr. Bones, all corpsed up. Alright guys, there you go. The third part of our project complete. Alright guys, happy haunts. See you on the next video. And subscribe to our channel. Bye guys.